the concept of this fucking kid having a bunch of legendaries that just showed up in the card.
Like I said, that's a ROM hack.
It's just Entei, man. Entei is fair and balanced.
Okay, if it was regular Entei and it didn't have the hidden ability, because Entei's regular... What's Entei's regular ability? Because Inner Focus is the...
The hidden ability is Inner Focus. I think it was Pressure.
Okay. So that's one of those that would be kind of annoying, but not fully. But at that point, if you had an Entei, we have the funny thing of you could lower its attack if it's not Inner Focus, and at that point, I feel it's not 100%.
Okay, Inner Focus blocks Intimidate.
Yes, but if it was Pressure, if it wasn't like if it wasn't Inner Focus at all, you would be able to intimidate it at that point.
I need to make this semantic statement so that people don't do the, you're misrepresenting what happens. Entei has Inner Focus as a hidden ability. Inner Focus was buffed to prevent attack drops from Intimidate. If you did an attack drop from a move like Charm, that will go through the Inner Focus. However, in this game specifically, if you were worried about other random drops, you could then get that thing a clear amulet and absolutely protect yourself from all...
Yeah, it's all stat drops. You can see that's when, like, the game's an asshole. Well, that, and I guess would also depend on the coverage it has, because if they don't, like... If they don't
the
give
blocking Intimidate's useful, but if you hit Entei with something else... Clear Amulet's one of the best items in the... All the Clear Amulet does is prevent stat drops. It's doing it again. There you go.
Gotta zoom in a tier.
All the Clear Amulet does is prevent the holder from losing their stats.
Yeah.
However, the Clear Amulet, it has to be losing your stats due to your opponent's self-drops still generally bypass that.
Because that would be broken otherwise.
Can't be having you hit close combat for fucking free.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hey, prevention from abilities and stuff is okay.
The next day.
Like Clefable behind the counter just chilling.
That's what Clefable does. It just sits there, mocking you, munching on its fucking leftovers. Clefable doesn't give a fuck.
Clefable just sits there. Damn it. I can't. I will get there. Clefable just sits there in her recliner eating popcorn, watching streaming.
Basically. This one, like, a video someone made, I believe it was a few years old now, so I don't know if their opinion has changed. It was their, like, most hated or it was, like, least favorite Pokemon, and Clefable was on the list. And the reason Clefable was on the list was they showed an old, like, Wi-Fi recording from Oris where they thought someone was a Clefable, and now, I don't think it actually was unaware of Clefable. I think it was Magic Guard, so it couldn't be Toxic Stalled, and it was just a stupid, bulky Clefable that just set up a bunch of Calm Mind and Minimize so that you would never be able to hit it, and when you do, it would deal dick amounts of damage, and just pegged like everything else was stored power at that point, and I think its final move was a Fairy move, so it wasn't completely cucked over by a Dark type. And, you know, it's just a battle of them effectively losing to this because of how degenerate of a strategy that is. Because I can never remember if it was actually, like, I think it was Magic Guard, and again, not unaware, because the reason the person would do Magic Guard is that so, like, because you're, you know, stalling, if you're not, like, if you were unaware to try and prevent them from boosting to match your stat boost, you can lose to a Toxic early on.
A miscellaneous Toxic could single-handedly screw you over if you couldn't remove it, because a single miscellaneous Toxic would be...
While you're sitting there setting up Minimize, you keep dying.
Yes.
Because, again, I don't think, other than Leftovers, it had a way to recover HP. So I don't think it had, like, Moonlight or something. Because, you know, Clefable is an asshole.
Sitting there in her recliner eating popcorn.
Yes.
Watching Disney Plus. The asshole!
I guess I didn't walk through the spot that was considered the fly point.
I noticed that on your map and comment on it.
God damn it.
Just a Clefable sitting there, just laid back in a recliner, just eating popcorn. But it's like, this is literally the image. You're just having a Pokemon battle. Sitting there watching The Mandalorian or some shit. Clefable be kind of thick.
Again, that's why the one person...
Sometimes.
That's why the one person, if it's fat and pink, it doesn't die. Because, you know, Clefable can be, like, it can be degenerate. And I will admit, it's like, I do kind of wish this thing didn't get minimized. Also, like, how does Clefable use Minimize? And I don't mean, like, how does it learn? I think it's like a TM or, like, breeding or something. Minimize is making something smaller, so, like, how is Clefable making itself smaller? Is it just, like, compressing its body, like, inward? Because, you know, most other things that most other Pokemon that get minimized...
The literal idea of Minimize as a move is the user is compressing themselves to be smaller.
Like, everything that gets...
So that means Clefable is sitting there.
Yeah. Because, like, you know, as an example, with Slugma, that's the type of thing that would be able to learn Minimize because... its body's made of, like, inorganic materials, so because it's made of inorganic materials, most things, it would be they shred some aspect of their body, like, again, I don't know if it does get it, like, Garganacl is, again, the type of Pokemon that could, because Pokemon that learn that move are stuff like Muck.
I'm gonna go pee.
Or Pokemon that are literal balloons, like Driftblim. Do you want me to jump in? Or Jigglypuff, where it was stated that they can actually inflate their body with air. Well, this is bad. This is like every possible form of bad. Game. Come on, click the water move. For a while, that should... yeah, super effective. Or you do Rain Dance. Again, I have several questions. Hangry. Flower Trick should. Oh, I'm faster even Wizard +1. Normally I'm the one that ambushes people out of lake. Why? Nothing. Yeah. Anyway. I think a lot of people were betting on her being like the true villain because, you know, her interest in like terrestrial and stuff. It would be hilarious if that ends up like hilariously wrong. Yeah, why the hell did I have to go? Get back. Back down we go, I guess. Still any wait, too far. Yo. Here, Al. I would never. Time to go discipline the boy. I'll get the beating stick. I think the... I can't remember. Is this the fight against him that's actually kind of... Oh, and... Yeah, he's right. There it is. I'll probably do this and then stop.
Big P.
P.
Everyone's a P.
Because of how deep it was. And yeah, because we're right here, I'll probably like stop after this.
It's been 3.5 hours, basically. Liar! You're a liar! Better me!
I just beat you like 5 minutes ago! Stupid child. Time to put you in your place.
Go, Arcus! Where do you keep finding these?
Our yard. It's the... God damn it, I imagine it's the same idea, but it's Arceus, and yes, this means even the Arceus bark.
Bark.
I swear if you fucking... I was about to say, I swear if you fucking flinch.
Called old Yan Mega. Which in English would have been Mega Yan Mega, and in Japanese would have been Mega Mega Yanma.
Yes.
And Dragonite would have had the Dragonite eyes.
Dragonite night.
Cause they all did that.
Night thing.
It was Lopunny Eye, because it's Mega Lopunny, so it'd be the Dragonite Eye. Dragonite!
Why are you sending out Poliwrath? Why are you sending out
Because it's a water type. You're a fire type.
But it, like...
What?
It used Hydro Pump, so if I burn it, that would...
If it's still... So I got
I'll swap to the thing, then.
Here comes to the Belly Drum.
Okay, again, it does seem like he only does that in the first fight. He doesn't seem to do that in this fight. Yeah, Hydro Pump. And and because of the using Hydro Pump, that seems to actually be the reason he doesn't.
Well,
Belly Drum is...
Okay, that was more of a... Belly Drum is a physical attacking thing.
Yeah.
Belly Drum is for physical attackers. If you're running a special set...
Unless the game opens with the Belly Drum set to put the Fear of God in you.
Gligar!
Puh.
Everyone's favorite. It's Gligar! Everybody's favorite. The Kugi ground flying type.
120, but it's super effective, and stab, so that's 60, so that it's basically double, so 240, but this is 4 times effective, and it's 80, but it's 84 times, so that's close to like 400, so this would be stronger unless it has an ice reducing berry, right?
Yes.
Moment of truth, and he doesn't do that in this fight.
Done and dusted. Behold, quad weakness. Here's the way to remember the rough idea.
And we're going to keep that train a-rolling.
The way to roughly remember super effective versus stab. Water was also super effective, and
holy shit. Okay, I am fucking convinced this motherfucker does actually have some form of EV training. I feel like you shouldn't have lived that. Unless it is literally because I don't have an offensive item.
Super effective! If you have a 100 power stab move, and there's the grammar.
Oh, and what? Oh wait, Razor Claw, yeah, that was the thing
What? Yeah.
I put the Razor Claw on it, that was the...
It's
thing.
Kramer.
Don't really know what, like... Double grass crit should be enough.
Okay, it's water? Flying.
Yeah, so it will be neutral, but that's why I said because of it being neutral, I am actually going to Terrestrial and do this.
This will even you out. Basically, if a move is 100 power or over and it's stab, 100 power or over off just stab does more than a single super effective. And while the one thing is super effective and would have been a... Yeah, that. While the one thing was super effective and would have been a 120... And the stab, which is... The super effective doubles it, and the stab is the 50% of that. 80 times 4 would have...
Like I said, it's like... It's close to like 400.
Yes. That's my point.
And it fucking lived that. Ow.
times 4 is a clean 320, I thought so.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
okay. And then that was 120 base. So, it's 120 base.
I said Wave Crash because it's 120, but like I said, it then, like, Super Effective and Stab are both half, so it would double, so Wave Crash would be 240, so this is why the Ice Spinner would be stronger, because it was the 240 or 320. It is significantly stronger, and they fucking lived that.
I'm just running the... It was more just to make sure my math was right, because quad weaknesses are almost always universally stronger when you're doing applicable, because it's 4 times damage. We're Sonic Heroes! After I made that joke in my Let's Play. It's their speed, power, and flying form.
I had said that now because of that I won't, like, art of them in the flying formation, but no, I want art of, like, all of the formations, like, a speed formation of a line, power of that motherfucker was the other 2 on its fist, flying was they're all holding on to, like, Pheasantipity's legs.
Yippee, yippee, yippee. My point for damage.
Whisper, whisper.
4 times is... 4 times super effective non-stab is almost all...
Because I actually have Wave Crash and not Liquidation, that was why I had to sit there for a minute. I'm like, this should be stronger, because if it was, like, Liquidation, I know it would definitely be stronger, because they would be close enough in power where the 4 times would definitely be better than just the standard super effective for just the standard super effective. And again, it fucking lived that. That's kind of amazing. It really did, and that's why
The funny thing, because of the higher base power, it was really close.
Yeah.
Ice was still a good...
Though also, like... Okay, going to stop. And then, on before I do completely stop, I'll probably stop when, like, those 3, I just wanted to look at, the attack stat is decent, but, like, 206, 235, it's like their attack stats are close, and again, sort of case in point, higher attack stat than, like... Yeah, like 235, their attack stats are even. He's the only other attack stat over, like, 200, and, Goldango's attack stat doesn't matter, but that's because of actual Eevee training.
And it's a special attacker.
Yes.
It's a big special attacker.
So that's, again, the other funny thing of looking at these. It's like a lot of them actually ended up sort of skewed towards physical.
Goldango cannot run physical attack well.
You can try.
It's fucking awful.
I gotta fly back to the area, heal, and then we can stop.
Good. 1, it's almost time for the anime. 2, it's been like 3.5 hours.
That's why I wanted to stop anyway.
And the thing is, this pans out. Because you wanted to record. And I said, we could record your game in a couple of days. But then it just kept storing. It's like, God damn it. We needed that free day to finish my DLC playthrough. So now we can just finish up your DLC playthrough. It'll be great.
Okay.
I'm
Can stop now.
Okay. Because me and Carson have stuff to do and don't like going on. This basically covered most of the DLC for Carson. It was a good recording day because it stopped raining, which is funny because I have a rain weather warning, so technically, no, it didn't stop raining, it just stopped thunderstorming. I think I heard it raining earlier, so... that damn it. He was leaving the room. That covers my random point, but I always do my weird little outro at the end of recordings unless I cut recordings together, but this at least ends off recordings because we record in one single go, and I just cut that into parts instead of trying to stop parts at specific times, because if I did that and we needed to reset a lot, it would be hard to judge the time. So I always just cut long recordings into parts instead of trying to start and stop parts to be a little bit more coherent. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this set of videos, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your opinion on the Clear Amulet? Overall, this is one of the best items that they ever added to Pokemon, even though a lot of people try to argue that this item is too overpowered. But I would argue otherwise, since whatever Pokemon is holding this item is effectively giving up its item slot to avoid stat drops, meaning that Pokemon needs to be good enough on its own to warrant the fact that you want to avoid stat drops on that Pokemon, and on top of that, it needs to warrant the fact that you're not giving that Pokemon a different item, like a Life Orb, in order to increase damage, or an item that increases a specific stab type if the Pokemon in question is strong enough with its stab in order to justify running an item like a Charcoal just so your stab fire moves hit a bit harder. This also means you can't run other items like a Choice Band, a Choice Scarf, or any combination of stuff that could debatably be a little bit more useful. That means you are banking on the Pokemon holding the Clear Amulet to function well enough without an item. That means you think that Pokemon can basically work on its own merits and warrants the need to simply avoid stat drops, which again I think is a fine enough balance. And I don't care what anyone says, Intimidate is a stupid ability because Intimidate invalidates physical attackers. So having an ability for a physical attacker to block Intimidate, I think is fine. And while this item can be broken, at the same time, I still think this item is perfectly fine because this item means your stats will never get lowered, which also means you can avoid passive stat drops from a move like Icy Wind. And again, in my opinion, this adds a lot more nuance to Pokemon because this means a Pokemon can now be protected from common ideas, meaning that Pokemon now has a unique immunity, which I think is fine at the cost of maybe being faster or stronger or hitting harder with a specific type, which I think balances out, because as good as avoiding stat drops can be. Sometimes you do miss the extra damage you would get if you were running a more offensive item. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.